All right, we've got one last question for us today, Roger. So this is from Marsha in the UK, who writes, I'm enjoying learning about Donizetti. We're glad to hear it, Marsha. Thank you. Sorry to ask what might sound like a silly question, but why was he important? And Roger, why have you chosen to spend so much time studying him?
Yeah,
this is good. I mean, we shouldn't take it for granted. Why was Donizetti important? You first.
Who was it said? I can't remember. Someone was being interviewed and they said, it's easy to ask the hard question. That's a really difficult
It's a really
question.
hard question. It's not silly at all. Yeah.
I started working on Donizetti because I'd done an edition of Verdi, and then the Italian publisher Ricordi wanted to do a complete edition of Donizetti, and they asked me to do it. And I said yes. And so I've been doing it ever since. But there is something about Donizetti, I think, becomes increasingly important as a kind of in the history of Italian opera. This the extent to which Verdi was influenced by Donizetti is enormous. He was one of the two great composers who managed to escape Rossini in that way and make something different. I find his personality, incredibly attractive.
I was wondering whether you were going to bring this up because you mentioned Zavadini, who published this huge volume of letters from Donizetti in Italian, but they're really interesting to read. And he comes across, I mean, I'd have loved to meet Donizetti. And I can't say that about all the dead composers whose music I love.
No, certainly not. I mean...
But Donizetti just comes across as a really kind of warm, positive human in certain ways.
Yeah, and seems to attract that in other... I mean, one of my greatest sort of friends and mentors was William Ashbrook, the great Donizetti scholar. And I use his book practically every day.
So did I. I was looking at it just this morning.
Yeah, and so it seems to attract, Donizetti seems to attract sociable people.
Well, there we go. If you identify as a sociable person attracted by Donizetti, do ask us your questions.